cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host Slash, Freddie G, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. What's up, fellas? Welcome to another True Tuesday episode. Man, just 1 week after the Army celebrated its 250th birthday, the United States struck 3 nuclear sites in Iran. The Atomic Energy Organization of Iran confirmed that attacks took place on its Fordo, Isfahan, and Natanz sites, but it insists that the nuclear programs would not be stopped. This is, I don't know if you guys remember, but when Trump, during his election, this is one of the things that he said he wasn't going to do, which was pretty much interfere with other countries' issues. Yep. Well,
he lied.
Just like most administrations, they kind of go against it. Right. Especially when we're always being considered bullies, right? By the way we take action, and this is an example right here on I feel the United States somewhat bullying, because this is an issue that has nothing to do with the United States yet. There will be American lives possibly lost because of this interaction that we've recently done. Now, some B-2 bombers dropped a number of massive ordnance penetrator bombs known as bunker busters during the U.S. mission over Iran. Now, this is the first time these massive ordnance penetrators, and they're also known as MOPs, have ever been used. They were previously used just for testing purposes only, but this is the first time that these have been used. And I don't know if you guys saw an illustration on actually what the bomb does. But it drops, I believe it weighs like 30,000 tons, if I'm not mistaken, and it drops from a B-2 bomber. Right. And once it hits the ground, it actually digs into the ground, several feet. Yeah, like 150 feet, I think it penetrates. And it blows up and causes, major destruction. So just imagine, if you were on this site and we were hit by this type of arsenal. Yeah. I doubt if there was any survivors, but in my opinion, this is just a bully move. It is. Right. And what comes from this is the big question. This is one of the reasons I didn't want my kids to actually join the military. With Trump being commander in chief. How do you guys feel about this latest action? Because we haven't done anything of this sort, since the Afghanistan war, if I'm not mistaken. Man, I'm gonna say this. So, I feel like it was a bully move, and a sucker punch. The reason why I feel like that is because Israel already had what they had going on as far as the airspace. They already had control over that. So, they done already dropped several bombs, Israel, on Iran, and now here you come after they done started the party. And here you come, you want to end it. And we ain't got no business over there messing with them people. That's bullying, man.
We had nothing to do with it. That's what, go ahead.
The thing is, them people spending time over there with the war they got going on. You know what I'm saying? That's been going on between them. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And then here it is, you come along and you want to say, okay, we're going to tear the whole shit up. Why would you do that? Well, Trump originally had given them 2 weeks to act on, I guess, the ultimatum that was given to them. Right. However, he took action 2 days after giving them that ultimatum. Sooner. So that was kind of sneaky. Punch. Yeah, that does look like a sucker punch, in my opinion.
Then too, in regards to casualties, they were able to evacuate.
Prior to the
bombing. Now, we didn't just drop one bomb. We dropped 5 to 6 of those bombs, and in addition to that, the U.S. submarine sent over 30 Tomahawks.
Yeah.
Now there's a few questions I gotta ask. One, we had nothing to do with it, right? We just
At all.
nothing. So what was the purpose? What are you trying to prove? To me, it looks like one of those. And correct me if I'm wrong. You never seen a fight and a bully, just a regular bully, and there's a big dude and a couple other dudes. So he picks the dude he know he can whoop and beat up on the dude he can whoop, but not the other dudes that was talking the most. You know what I mean? It looks like he's trying to prove stuff to other countries
So-
that I'll do this to you if you know. But really, he ain't. He just gonna beat up the smaller person. I'm not
Listen
saying.
at what I think. I think that, okay, just like a bully, if you got something that the bully like, and you won't give it to him, either he gonna tear it up or he gonna try to take it from you.
Yeah.
This is what America is doing to Iran right now. You know what I mean? So there's material that creates these nuclear weapons. They probably looking for the material that makes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where if I'm not gonna let you have it, the only way I can keep you from getting back to it is getting the material that make it and take it from you. So I think it's a bigger thing involved.
Then it.
And you got to think about who Donald Trump is. The man is about business. If he can get that material and sell it for whatever price he can sell it for, of course it's worth a bunch of money because everybody ain't got it.
Everybody ain't got it.
So I'm looking at different, options of what he may be thinking. I'm not totally sure, but these are some of the things I think when I'm thinking who's in charge. It's Donald Trump. The man is about money any kind of way it go. If he can steal something and sell it, he's going to do that.
Yeah. Another question I would want to know: does Iran have allies that we need to worry about?
Well, what's his name?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un. He said that America shouldn't have been over there messing with that stuff. You know what I mean? And he's totally correct. Now, you got other people from other countries starting to say something. Even Putin told Trump, man, don't go over there messing with them people. You know,
They got North Korea and
well, I don't know if they're going to fight against us. I don't know. I'm not saying that. But
Well,
these
you
are
have to-
people that's looking.
Come on, man. You have to know that, they're not going to take this lying down.
Right.
Now, Iran was bullying Israel. So we're kind of taking up for Israel.
Right.
But at the same time, we're doing the same thing Iran is doing to Israel to Iran, in a sense.
Because Iran going to hit Israel before they hit us.
And Freddie G, I think you gave a great analogy, and I don't know if you want to share that, how you was trying to explain, basically how the United States is bullying Iran, but because they can't, they can't pretty much. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you explain that.
Okay,
that
so to the listeners, we were talking about this before the show aired. So that's the analogy he's K Money is mentioning is that I said that they're not going to be able to reach us on our soil unless they already got some kind of sales here that that's already here. And Slash kind of mentioned that behind the scenes when we were discussing this earlier. But I said what's going to happen is that it's kind of equivalent to a bully slapping a kid. You're in the school and there's a bully who slaps one kid, and then he tells that kid after he slap him that if you hit me back, I'm gonna make it worse for you, and I'm gonna really beat you up. But there's another kid on the side laughing at the kid that got slapped. Well, the kid who got slapped is like, okay, I'm not gonna hit this bully back, but I'm gonna slap the hell out of you for laughing. So he goes slap the other kid. That other kid is going to be Israel. They're already bombing Israel. They have no problem with fighting with Israel. It's been proven. They've been going at it for months now.
Right.
And so we've bombed Israel. We've bombed Iran, and I believe that Iran is going to ramp up their bombing of Israel.
Oh, no doubt.
In addition to whatever troops we already had over there on those bases overseas. I think that they're going to ramp up and start attacking them as well. But that's not safe for the regular American citizen also. That just may be walking around or just visiting or whatever the case may be, because they're looking at America, in my opinion, as literally when they're saying death to America, that Iran is saying death to America, I take that as death to any American that walks the face of this earth.
That's right. That's what they mean.
Yeah, not just the cunt like us at the cunt. No, it's okay if you're American and we can get our hands on you, we'll kill you.
Yeah, I believe that.
You were saying, you mentioned in explaining that analogy how they possibly could have sleeper cells here in the United States, which is something we definitely, I think, need to be aware of now. Now that we've, I can't say we've passed the first blow, because it definitely wasn't the first blow, but because we acted the way we have acted, I think now we definitely need to be, more alert than what we have been in before, because, of course, we got caught sleeping with 9/11, and we definitely don't want, anything like that to occur.
Exactly.
Now, whether or not anything like that can happen, I don't know, but my thing is now I definitely wouldn't want to be around any large crowds.
Right.
Things that may contain large crowds would be, in my opinion,
the ball dropping in
the
New
perfect,
York.
place to do some type of damage.
Yeah.
I don't know how our
New Year's, I wouldn't be out there in New York. I'll say that, because I did see something come across that said that New York it was on the feed. Could have been fake, but they were saying New York is.
We have a lot of celebrations where people, and you don't want people to be scared to celebrate and do the things that we're used to doing, but you better safe than sorry.
Yeah. I'm not going to be in a big crowd.
I think too, for the average person that don't know much about politics and war and all of that stuff, I think that what happens is that everybody, the average person will want to know the $1 million question, and that is, why do we support Israel? Why are we there? Why do we feel the need to support them? Because I think that if the average person better understood why we support Israel, then the average person may be able to make some sense as to why Iran was bombed.
Well, I know I don't have it 100% understood, but I know it has something to do with nuclear weapons. Now, whether or not they were threatening to use these weapons or not, I think is what the main concern was. And again, Trump had given them 2 weeks to, I guess,
shut it down.
But again, he didn't allow them the full 2 weeks, and he acted on it 2 days after giving them this ultimatum, which really caught them off guard, because these B-2 bombers that were sent to drop these bombs, they flew. This was one of the longest missions, I think, that they said that these bombers had ever flown, and it took several hours to get to Iran. And during the mission, I think they caught Iran so off guard where Iran wasn't even able to shoot back.
Golly.
Which was a good thing on our part.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I don't see, like, a part of me feels like, how off guard did you catch them if they were able to evacuate their people from those bunkers?
That's true. That makes sense.
So how off guard did you really catch them? And so I don't think that they really caught them off guard. It's like this. Look at it this way. If I tell you, K Money, that, hey, one day this week, I'm going to beat you up, you're going to be preparing for me to beat you up. So if we're telling you, hey, we're going to make this tougher, we're going to do this to you if you don't straighten up or get with the program. So you're going to already be making preparation to prepare yourself. Now, they may not have been prepared as far as to retaliate at the moment, but they were prepared enough to evacuate.
Which was probably the most important thing at that time.
Didn't they have casualties, though?
Nah, I don't.
No cash?
No.
Freddie G said they
No,
were able to.
they were able to evacuate.
Oh, okay.
Now, I was trying to think of political leaders earlier, but I had one of them brain farts. I was trying to say that, I don't know how our political leaders are thinking, but just knowing that Donald Trump is our commander-in-chief, and we know how he thinks, in a sense. Now, I know he has people he has advisors that are assisting and helping, make these type of decisions. Mm-hmm. But this man hasn't served in the military. He has no military background.
So
I just don't think he's qualified to
make these type of decisions.
Yeah, but we voted him in office and gave him this position. But
well, the American citizens, not us.
Getting real right now. Shit is really getting real now, in my opinion. I think this is probably one of our biggest fears with him being in office, because this could start another world war. Which
and the thing for him, what his look at this could possibly be, of course, when a war starts, and let's just say he makes it the whole presidency, the 4-year deal, but the war is still going on. He ain't, he can't leave office as long as that war is going on and it's involving U.S. Until that war is over, he sits in that presidential seat, and that's the problem, because that war can go on for 8 years, 9 years. And he's still president. You know what I mean? While the war going on. This is, I'm telling you, the man's mind is on some type of way. He's not going to be less than what he is now after this presidency.
Hold on, man. I want to make sure I understood what you just said. If we're at war, you're saying that we don't change president?
We can't switch regimes.
Real?
No. While there's a war with America and any other country, we cannot change presidency.
I was looking at it another way. I was thinking.
So that's what I'm saying is what he's doing. We got to really think about now whether or not they can hit us on our soil. I don't think they can.
Yeah.
Freddie G said, no, they're not going to be able to hit us on the sand.
They won't be able to hit us the way we hit them. But
right.
If they have sleeper cells here in America, then they can
where
touch
we're
us.
hurt at is this man still in office if this war continues for 8 or 9 years.
The war continues,
Yeah. I think it'll hurt us, of course, Slash. But what I was saying is, I don't think that we won't be having no kind of war on our land. The last time that happened, it was in Pearl Harbor. That was the closest it's ever come to our soil. So, of course, it's not going to come to us. I don't think it'll come to our soil. But we may lose troops like we've always done in war overseas. But I want to say address something you said, K-Money, about his cabinet and him being competent enough to make these type of decisions. I think the lady name is I think it's Tulsi Gabbard. I think her first name is spelled Tulsi. She's a part of the cabinet. She has like a gray streak in her hair, in the front of her hair. And she was in the Situation Room, apparently.
When this was going on.
And she came out prior to the bombing, saying that, no, this is not good. He's lying. They're not there yet as far as having those weapons yet. And so she was totally against it. She was against in the Situation Room. They even, the media even questioned Trump about what she said, and he flat out said, "No, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know."
So she was saying,
but she was saying no, that we're wrong.
The reason that we bombing them, the reason that Trump said that he took action, and she pretty much said that's
not true because they're not there yet as far as the nuclear weapons. And then also Netanyahu pretty much said their bombing over there kind of slowed down their nuclear building, delaying it like for months, however long that'll be. So their bombing itself actually slowed it down, which kind of it kind of lines up with what the young lady in the cabinet that's part of Donald Trump's cabinet was saying, that they don't actually have the bombs yet or whatever. Something to that effect.
That really makes us look more like a bully versus being a peacemaker. If we're acting off of intelligence that's not 100% factual.
Yeah, I think her name is Tulsi Gabbard, something like that.
Well, you said something earlier, before the podcast.
Who is you?
Freddie G. Good one. And I know you said the American troops will be in trouble. What about people traveling abroad?
I think so. That's what
civilians, just regular
Yeah,
civilians.
that's what I said. I believe that when the people of Iran make statements like "death to America," I think that they mean American people,
Right. Well,
regular citizens, whatever the case may be.
and you know that in that speech after the bombing, the president said that if they saying death to America, then he's saying death to Iran, and this came out of his mouth, So he's actually waging war, and he doesn't care. He wants to fight a war, and I'm telling you, he's trying to be in the office longer because he know this will be years to come fighting for this, nuclear weapon stuff or whatever they fighting for.
And my thought was, before you said that, now I'm kind of on your side, but I was thinking, you know how they are, it's business first. They
Right.
bomb them today, and next year they'll be donating $50 billion to them.
To clean it up.
Exactly. That was my thought.
I just see things, wars can be expensive, and we already dealing with some, a recession now. So how do you think this war, if we were to go to war, how do you think it would affect what America is currently facing now with the recession that we're going through?
Oh, it's gonna
dealing
be it's gonna be more facing recession because you're gonna have gas prices gonna go up, and anytime gas prices go up, of course, food prices and everything else that comes over here from
Gonna
other
go
countries
up.
go
So
up.
they're going to increase even
So
more
I-
than what they already are.
Yeah, Iran owns a lot of oil
Oh yeah,
over there too.
that's where it comes from. Most of it we get.
we got history, in dealing with Iran,
Dang.
30 or 40 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, when Carter was president.
Reagan.
Reagan.
Iran Country Affair.
Iran, yeah.
That was Reagan?
I think
That's
so.
what
Okay,
I think
but
so.
yeah, but it's pretty much around the same shit, if I'm not mistaken. But I just hope, man, that this doesn't end up being more than what it definitely sounded like we're headed for. I just hope things don't end up worse, and hope we don't end up going to war. I pray for our troops. Y'all come back next week. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for another episode of Women Wednesday with Freddie G. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. And to all my 52 Scott faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.
But you know the real